Welcome to TradersArmy.com, defending your right to build wealth and preserve capital for generations to come. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's edition of the Daily Market Commentary. I'm your host, Chuck Fulkerson. Hope everybody had a great trading day yesterday. We are going to do what we do each and every day, looking at our futures markets. The S&P this morning, we are up 13 points. The NASDAQ is up 38. It's almost like yesterday was a complete reversal, because I think yesterday when we started the Daily Market Commentary, we were down 13 points. If you're new to the channel, do me a favor, click the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. If you are a returning visitor, hit the like button. That like button really matters. Believe it or not, YouTube actually cares, so it just takes you a second. Smash that like button. We actually have a live trading room coming up on Thursday, so no daily market commentaries on Thursday. And then starting Sunday night, for those of you that are interested, we have our free preview week. So come join us for our free preview week with the live trade rooms. We're going to start, we do 2 hours on Sunday night, so feel free to join us. You're going to get access to the free preview week, so I'm looking forward to having you join us. Go to TradersArmy.com, sign up for free so that you can get a chance to see what it is that we do. All right, so let's look at our S&P levels. So the S&P, we are up about 13 points today, but we did rally off of our demand level from yesterday. This was a demand level that we hit after we came into it right during the daily market commentary, actually. And my advice was, listen, it's a very small profit window, but with the big upside move, I'm okay if you take it. Just move your stop to break even pretty quickly, which turned out to be a pretty decent move as the market rallied up kind of from this area. And it's continued to rally up in the overnight sessions as well. So this level worked out pretty well. I'm going to leave the level on the chart, but I'm going to switch it to a confirmation entry, as I think it's still very valid. I am looking for this area up here for a potential breakout, but I'll need basing somewhere in this area for this level to make sense. So a potential breakout here. Now we do have a potential short up here. Notice it's a confirmation entry. So let me talk about this level because we talked about it on our live trade room Sunday night, but I think it's important to reiterate. So my thoughts about that level. Now remember, we're near an all-time high, so we don't necessarily want to short against an all-time high. But we are. But with this level here, my thoughts are, if we don't base at this 29.95 area, meaning we just blow right through it, then I think we may see a reversal here to pull us back, to then give us an opportunity to get long. If we have basing in front of this level, my gut tells me we'll probably blow right through this area of supply. So I'm using this area of supply more as a potential corrective phase trade if we don't get the basing in front of here. Now, we get basing in front of here, there's a good possibility that I'm going to want to at least protect some of my profits when we get into this region somewhere up in here. Now, beyond that, there's no real sell areas because we're going to be coming close to our all-time high again of 30.29. NASDAQ, this is yesterday's NASDAQ level, so that level worked out same exact as the S&P. So I'm going to switch this to a confirmation entry for those of you that were able to take it. Leave me a comment down below if you're able to take the long in either the S&P or the NASDAQ, and if you picked up a few points off of that. I mean, we did wind up rallying almost, it's been an 80-point rally off the S&P. So overall, a pretty good move for those of you that were able to catch it. Crude oil. So our crude oil breakdown trade, we did get we broke down here in this crude area, and now we are chopping just above this region. We fell off in the overnight sessions, so keep an eye on this area up here for a potential reversal trade if price comes back up into there. We've come close to this area of demand, but not seen much reversal off of there. So I'm not going to add anything else to this chart. Gold. Now in gold, we have a supply level up above. However, we came really close to it, and we were unable to get filled. And then the second time now, we're chopping below it. So the best we can do here is convert it to a confirmation entry. I am a little bit more cautious about this level since we're basing below it. I don't think it's going to have the same effect. It may not work at all, so I'd be okay if you totally pulled it off your... The poisonous kiss of death is basing below the level, and that's kind of what we're getting here. Looking at our bonds and currency markets, So moving over to the ZN. So our 10-year note, we're still coming off of the bounce that we had from last week's little level, and we said that there may be a breakdown here if we get some basing in front of it. But we do have our supply up above us here that I think is still potentially valid. Although I don't like that we came close to it, and we're basing in about a 2-to-1 region here. So the level's still valid. Keep an eye on it to see if we get a little bit of a thrust into it and then a move lower. The Aussie. So in our Aussie level, now this one unfortunately didn't work out yesterday. This was a 15-minute level. However, if you use the 6-candle rule like we talk about and profess so much, then when price came into the level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, price had gone nowhere. So at that point, you take your trade and take it off, or move your stop to break even. So in this case, though it didn't necessarily work out for the trade amount we wanted, you should not have taken the full stop out loss when it eventually did trigger because of our 6-candle rule. Next opportunity, I think we may have another trade back up into this region. So, this could be one of those ones where you get a quick thrust and a quick test back up into here. I'm not positive that it's going to be a great level, but it's at least maybe worth considering if you get a thrust back up into this region, and that's probably better found on a 15-minute. No, actually, it's just not a great level. I'm going to leave it be. I don't think I want to add to that level. I don't feel like that's a quality enough, strong enough zone for me to lean on as I look at it here. Next, the euro. So looking at the euro, this is my supply or demand level down below. No change from what we had yesterday. We came close to this area up here, which is why it's now a confirmation, but still in between our major zones. And then the Canadian dollar, the same thing. So Canadian dollar, the euro, all basically the same analysis that we had yesterday. Great British pound. So let's talk about the pound, as we did move into our pound level, and we just missed this by a tick. So when you just miss it by a tick, what do we do with the level? You're supposed to switch the level to a confirmation entry. And so the next time we came into the trade, let me just pop this up on a 5-minute chart so we can see it. We popped up into it and blew right through it. So the rules tell us that it no longer stays as a limit entry once it comes that close to being touched. And this is exactly why. So I'm going to remove this one at this point. Now the one down below, I need to switch to a confirmation because we have not blown through it, but we did come close to it. So that'll be a confirmation entry at this point. When I look at the 4-hour, we're still in our 4-hour move up. This pullback that we got was a pretty decent pullback. But if we come back down into here a second time, I think there's a better chance that we'll trade through it and reverse at one of these lower levels. Japanese yen, we came fairly close to our level here up above, so this one also needs to move to a confirmation. Very close to the level without getting touched, and so it's still valid, but I will now add this little wick over wick area here up above as my next potential, and probably a better area. So those are our levels for today. Keep an eye. Markets aren't moving all that much, but they did give us a little bit of an opportunity yesterday. So keep an eye on it for today. If you have any questions, please send us an email, support@tradersarmy.com. I look forward to seeing you in the free preview week. Tomorrow.